Hello and welcome to Questlog, where we discuss all things video games and share some of our personal stories as well when it comes to some of our favourite gaming franchises. Today, we're talking about Monster Hunter, specifically the 20th anniversary of Monster Hunter, which is coming in March 2024. So we've not got long until a potential big reveal. It's been a month, roughly, since Capcom released this trailer for the 20th anniversary. So we're going to delve into where we're at, the rumours, the confirmations as well, and also what I would like to see when it comes to the next steps of Capcom's Monster Hunter. Now, when we're talking about the trailer here, there's been a huge amount of hype for this. We thought this would be the announcement at Tokyo Games, which was in late September, for a new Monster Hunter game, for the next generation of my favourite franchise and my favourite video game of all time. And to be perfectly honest, I think this would have been a pretty good opportunity to release said announcement. I think that the main question here that a lot of other YouTubers in the Monster Hunter space are asking, why Monster Hunter? Why is this going to be the announcement? Well, ultimately, it's going to be the 20th anniversary. It's going to be a monumentous occasion, probably one of the biggest occasions, the biggest milestones in Capcom's history since the release of Street Fighter, which is another incredibly successful game that Capcom have produced. Why would it not be Street Fighter? Why would it specifically be Monster Hunter? Going off of Street Fighter coming out in June, specifically Street Fighter 6 coming out in June of this year. Not just highly unlikely, it's definitely not going to be Street Fighter. There's no way they would have an announcement for a new Street Fighter game so close to the release of the latest edition. So, with the likes of Resident Evil as well, Mega Man, Devil May Cry, we've had Resident Evil 4 Remaster as well announced. It's more than likely not going to be any of these titles, due to the fact that there's no major dates that are really coming up, no promotional materials that have been launched, and there's no major title that is going to be announced at all. Also, with having the animation of all of the games and Monster Hunters wearing the flagship monster's armor and weapon to promote the 20th anniversary, it all points to a new Monster Hunter game. With the release of a report as well by Capcom, they are planning to release 2 more games, one of which will sell millions of copies before their fiscal year ends, which is in March 2024, which just so happens to coincidentally be the month of the 20th anniversary. So the stars are aligning perfectly for this momentous occasion. Capcom also officially announced that they're still planning to release a major unannounced title by March 2024. Officially, as of September 30th, Capcom's press release has revealed that they're on track to achieve their full year earnings forecast, making it 11 consecutive years of operating income growth. Ultimately meaning Capcom's got the budget to go bigger and go badder, baby. We also have in December the Game Awards as well, where there is an opportunity to release said trailer for, hopefully, Generation 6 of Monster Hunter. It's the largest gaming event before March 2024, so if Capcom are planning to make a statement, here is where they should do it. Or should they? This does only give 3 months worth of marketing and the likes of sorting pre-orders, which is a pretty tight deadline to have something as massive as the 20th anniversary for their most successful franchise being Monster Hunter. From the same press release as well, it is stated that the forecast of the consolidated business results for the current fiscal year ending March 31st, 2024 remains the same as what was projected in the financial results announcement on May 10th, 2023, which gives me an indication that they're forecasting no huge changes in the business before March 2024. Now, we do know one title that is being released, that being Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy, which will be launched on the 25th of January 2024. That's very exciting, but that also does give the indication that we will not get a release, a full launch of a Monster Hunter game in March of 2024. But I do believe they will get a trailer and an announcement for the next generation of Monster Hunter that will hopefully be released later in the year, or at least within the first half of the year, so between kind of March and July time, I reckon. Now, going from this into my own speculations and what I'd like to see. I don't think they'll make an announcement at the Game Awards. They won't make a launch, I don't think. They might make a teaser. I think that's the most that they will do for it. A promotional trailer for the next stage of Monster Hunter, I think, will be teased, at least. And then I think they will release a full trailer closer to the anniversary. With this, I do not think we're getting a smaller release. I do not think we're getting a remake of, say, for example, the first game. I don't think we will get that. I think this is the biggest achievement that Capcom have had in recent history. 20 years of a franchise that has only hit milestone after milestone after milestone, and success after success after success. This is going to be the next big thing. This is going to be Generation 6. This is not a series that is being taken lightly by Capcom. They're pulling out all the stops for this, and I truly believe this will be Generation 6. To see a remake, I would be very disappointed with. I'm sure a lot of fans would be with as well, because we would be seeing more of the same. We're looking for something new, something fresh, something like what World did back in 2018. Completely revolutionized Monster Hunter. I think most people were just happy with no loading screens between areas, to be perfectly honest, including myself. And also, talking about a new generation of Monster Hunter, this will be that. Monster Hunter Rise released for the Switch back in March of 2021, less than 3 years ago, whereas Monster Hunter World was released over 5 years ago, which leads me to believe that we're getting a new game for a major console, such as the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox One. To clarify though, there are two separate teams in Capcom, one that works on the portable versions of Monster Hunter and one that works on the console versions. So that's also really important to remember as well, because then the timelines seem to align as well with us getting a new major console update for a Monster Hunter game. And if speculation is correct, it will be a Monster Hunter World sequel. I believe it will be something as big as World, if not bigger, or even a progression of World, something that goes into a new frontier of the Monster Hunter world. And the thing is, the consoles will be able to handle it. They'll be able to handle the gameplay, the graphics, the processing power needed to channel this game, I suppose. I'd love to see underwater combat make a return with updated controls, a bit of refinement here and there. And it also means that certain monsters might be able to make their way back onto the screen. I'm not, saying any in particular, but, one of my favorites might be coming back, and a specific skeletal model might come back as well, because it was kind of teased in World, but now we don't really have it. The title of the new game. Now, this is a total shot in the dark for me, but I'm imagining we're looking at something like Monster Hunter New Generations or Monster Hunter New Frontiers, something that develops, like, since it is the 20th anniversary, releasing a game that's encompassed the last 20 years. And with such a grand scale, it would be very apt for a series and a franchise that began very humbly, competing with games like Halo 2, Sims 2, Star Wars Battlefront being, one of my favorites at the time, as well as Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, which all came out in 2004, including World of Warcraft as well. All these games came out in 2004, which Monster Hunter ultimately had to compete with. On the flip side, I wouldn't really like to see the return of collecting the Spirit Birds from Rise and Monster Hunter Sunbreak. Having to spend, 3 or 4 minutes at the beginning of a quest, having to gather more, stamina, more health, more armor, more attack, more affinity as well. Feels like having a meal and getting the skills and health and stamina from there. It makes it feel a bit redundant. Now, don't get me wrong, the endemic life, like marionette spiders and, the spirit bugs, those were excellent additions. I really enjoyed the movement, the fluidity as well, the pace of Rise in terms of the combat as well. Going between World and Rise is completely cut and dry. Although when you are in World, it does feel like you're carrying a heavier weapon. It feels like you're actually impacting whatever it is that you are fighting. Something I do want to see as well return, the armor and weapon organizing that they had in Monster Hunter Rise. That was fantastic. It was a very welcome surprise, and I didn't really consider when playing Monster Hunter Rise how well organizing your armor and your weapons actually is, until I went back to World, that I realized that the equipment box is so unorganized and all over the place. It takes me so long to find a specific helm that I need to take a decoration off of to then put on something else or to upgrade it, and it's just a big hullabaloo, honestly. I like seeing the things very uniform. I feel like this is a nice little quality of life update that I would like to see continued in perpetuity for the Monster Hunter series. Really glad that they decided to organise things a little bit. Now, going on to the conclusion, ultimately, get it? Ultimately? I'll see myself out. It absolutely has to be Generation 6 of Monster Hunter. There's so much solid evidence towards this. Hell, even the logo for the 20th anniversary release resembles a clock with 14 iconic main game weapons. And one of them that's lit up as well is the Wyvern Jawblade, that I think the rest of these weapons will be lit up in due time as things begin to release for the new chapter in Monster Hunter. The trailer as well, the build-up of this being 2 decades since its initial release, the continued growth, the major title coming in March 2024, it all points to Monster Hunter. So, we'll just need to wait and see. Also, if you wish to check us out on our other channels, we have just uploaded one of our new podcast episodes. It's actually our first ever podcast episode covering everything Monster Hunter, where we talk about personal stories as well, the game as well, its development, little Easter eggs too, and we also do a Monster Hunter monster tier list as well. So feel free to check that out both on Spotify and also here on YouTube as well. We do have a full audio version. Like and subscribe for more. We plan to cover a lot more things video game wise as well and keep people updated on everything that's going on. So until then, happy hunting. We'll catch you later. Take care.